We know that a single test 3 days before you travel here is not is not 100% guarantee that you won't bring disease into the island, because the disease has an incubation period of 2 to 14 days. So if you're tested 3 days before you travel and you get exposed after that, your test will be negative, but you can still be exposed before you travel here on vacation or come home here if you've been away on vacation and introduce disease into our state. And because I'm the district health officer on Kauai, where with a few exceptions, including recently, almost all of our disease has been directly or indirectly introduced as a result of travel. That's precisely the type of scenario we're seeing, that people are being tested before they travel. That test is negative and is legitimate and is real, but they have been exposed or they become exposed shortly thereafter and then become sick when they're here. So the only way for virus to get to our state, or new viruses to get to our state, is by travel, either by returning residents or by visitors. But then once it's here, especially with this very highly transmissible Delta variant, then it can spread within our community without any additional travel.
I just have one thing that I'd like to add to that. Of the 13 cases we've had so far, 7 or 8 have been imported cases, and they're not related to any other cases here in the state. Unfortunately, I think that pattern is going to change, that now that it has been introduced here, the Delta strain will be spread within our state. And then in the future, most of the cases we see will be the results of community transmission. So the way to prevent that, as Dr. Berreman has said, is to get vaccinated.
And heading into a holiday weekend when people are going to gather, the same things that are higher risk for any strain of Delta, any strain of COVID-19, are at high risk for Delta, and Delta is going to spread even more easily. So gatherings with lots of people, especially if people are not wearing masks, especially if they're very close together or indoors or there's poor ventilation, and especially if people are unvaccinated. All of those things increase the risk, and in those settings, there will be even greater spread of the Delta variant than others. So in looking at holiday celebrations, people should be continuing to be cautious along all those lines.